Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so we got some news on Anthony Davis's injury. His right foot injury is going to have him out for an entire month. Yes, that's right. A good 16 games is what I've checked and seen. If he's going to miss from the 18th to the 18th, we'll have him back for a Memphis game. It looks like it was somewhere around Sacramento game in Memphis. We have a two-game situation there that would bring him back within a month. So that's what we're looking at, everybody. I don't really know what to really say. This news is just now coming out. I kind of had it in mind that this could be anywhere from an injury that keep him out for a day to all the rest of the season. To be honest with you, looking at that foot injury, I always get concerned, stress fractures and stuff like that. But this is better news than a stress fracture. Usually those will keep you out for 2 months. This is only going to keep him out for 1 month. So um, with that being the third of the season, we're going to have a strong stretch run to try to get ourselves back out of the hole that we're in. Given the fact that we're going to miss him that many games, you could pretty much, uh, you know, count us into losing a lot of those games. Now, the thing is that a lot of our players have been used to playing other roles. Thomas Bryant has started to play a little better. Hopefully we can get William Gabriel back very soon. And if that's the case, maybe we can make a trade for a guy or two to help supplement a little of that size, and hopefully we can maintain some winning. Obviously, we now got to redirect our thinking in regards to our team. What we need guys to do, their roles, everything. It has to be revamped, and that's going to be a nightmare just for our coaching staff to try to figure out, our players to try to readjust to. And then when AD gets back, then trying to revamp back into this here space where everybody feeds him the ball and remembers to get him the ball in the second half and all that stuff. So without him for the next 16 games, the organization itself has to try to recalibrate their entire point of view as well, and what types of trades they want to make, what will help this team in the short term, and will their trade affect that in a positive way, or do they have to change their trade look, some of the things that they're talking about? Do they have to now change those to fit what's going on here, and how does that affect our long term? So this is just something that really makes you have to kind of say, okay, back to the drawing board, let's figure everything out. And with it being 1/3 of the season out the way, you just rather not. But I told you so. I mean, you want me to get down to the nitty gritty? I told you. This is what it is with this dude, man. If you're not building with the intention of being able to contend fully without him, you're not building properly around Anthony Davis. He needs to be able to miss approximately 50 games a season. And I am not exaggerating. If you're not planning on him missing 50 games a season, then you are not building properly around this man. This is why I wanted us to trade him 2 weeks ago, even though I wasn't adamant about it, because it didn't make sense to really trade him when he's playing that well, right? Until now. Until literally right now, when you realize, oh crap, we didn't have 2 weeks. We didn't have 2 weeks to make that decision. He was going to play that well for 5 minutes, and he was going to get hurt, and he was going to stay hurt. Do you know why? Because that is who he is. And you got to sell that guy high. This is what I was telling y'all. Because this was very, very probable. You know what else is sad about this situation? The next injury is probable too. The one after this, that he's going to heal up from this and then that one's happening too. And the one after that, it's coming. So that's what I'm saying. It's like too late. Too late. If you want to trade him at that value, it might be a little late for that, because at the end of the day, now he's missing a month. So in the process of you thinking about whether or not you want to trade him, people are going to be like, well, we're not trading for him at any price if he's hurt. And not only are we not trading for him at any price, but we're going to knock that price down if you decide to. So you're obviously not going to trade him now. Can't trade Bron. Do you keep Russell Westbrook now? Seeing as it doesn't make sense to do so as much. If he's going to miss 15 games and the season's out the window, you probably should trade Russell Westbrook for something that can get you back some plus, something that would be a plus to your asset class. Something that's an addition. And if there's nothing possible, then you just got him running around waiting for him to roll an ankle, because there's no reason to have him out there, because he's not winning anything. We're not a win-now team. This is what it comes down to if you determine the season is lost based on this 15 games that he's going to miss. Now, the question is, how does the team perform over these next couple games? That will determine how you might view this 15-game stretch. If the team gets out to the next 3-4 games and win all 4 of them and look really good without Anthony Davis somehow, then you can be, a little more confident that he will get through this and keep the season alive. If we drop the next 4 or 5 games without AD, or if there's some combination of us going 1-4 or something like that, it's not going to be okay for the stretch run of that 15-game stretch, and you'll probably want to adjust to that in terms of what you're looking at for your timeline in the short term. So it's going to be critical, and I don't know if you can effectively look at that 4 or 5 games and really determine that, because they might win those first 4 or 5 games and then lose the next 6 after you determine they've done well. It's like, this is what happens when you're lacking in size and haven't made a trade. You got natural holes in your roster, and now this is not a championship team, y'all. I mean, what do you want me to say? This is why we can't stay healthy. And we talk about some of these other contenders and why we don't believe they're going to be contenders. It's because they have holes. Well, guess what? We got more holes in those teams. It just is what it is. We need a lot of things to go right in order for us to be successful, and those things are prone to go wrong. It's not like those things are prone to go right. Bron is playing through injury. We know that. He's not 100%. He's dealing with a foot. He's dealing with a rolled ankle, several rolled ankles. I mean, it's just, this team should have blown this up. But, they hard-headed. Jeanie is very steadfast on keeping the Knights at the round table and listening to their advice and not, not moving along. And I keep telling you, this is what happens. At one point, I said it was garbage on a tightrope. It wasn't garbage anymore. Guys started playing better, but it was still on a tightrope, and this was that tightrope. Anthony Davis's health is that tightrope, Lakers. And look, now he's hurt. You can't trade him for 7-8 picks now. Maybe you can hopefully you can get him back healthy, and by the end of the season, you can get him back up to playing that level, but the trade deadline will be passed by then. Because he needs the type of things like, okay, well, you never wanted to trade him in the first place. Okay, but did you have a plan for this? But obviously not. So this whole ambition about keeping him doesn't really add up to anything good, does it? Scrap is what we're talking about. People are not answering these questions. They're just moving along as if these questions don't need to be answered. And as a result, they wake up in the morning and days like this happen for them. This is what they wake up to. And I was trying to help Jeanie. I didn't want her to wake up to this morning. I could see this morning coming. Everybody who watches this team, who commentates on this team, who plays for this team, who coaches this team, could have told her this day was coming. That boy was going to get hurt. And you could have traded him when he dropped 55 on the Wizards last time. We had a situation where we seen the Wizards, twice in 3 weeks. Twice in 2 weeks, right? From the time we seen this dude, the last time we seen the Wizards, he scored 55 points and was at his highest peak. Until the next time we seen the Wizards, he's out for a month. You see how that works? That's the short window of time you have to get Anthony Davis off of your team at a high level. Because he gonna get hurt right away. It ain't been 2 weeks since he scored 55 points. And I assure you, we won't see him score 55 points for a lot longer than 2 weeks from now. It was all foreseeable, predictable, and repeatedly said and ignored, just like a lot of stuff that is wise in regards to the Los Angeles Lakers. Everybody keeps telling this owner of ours what is best for her future. And she keeps ignoring it, and he keeps on giving her these types of situations. And here we are. So maybe Anthony Davis comes back. Heck, he might come back in 3 weeks. Maybe he rushes back from this injury. But then what? You expect Bron to be healthy after that? He gonna get hurt after that. That's how that works, because we're gonna be leaning on him. This is a nightmare. It didn't have to be, but everybody wants to be greedy. Everybody wants to. We're not gonna be this good if we trade all of our pieces. That's what people's argument is. It's like, if you do things improperly, you definitely won't. But if you do things properly, you give yourself a chance to be a lot better than this and a lot more stable than this. And still have this caliber of talent if you really want it. But people don't want to play. They don't want to do things the right way. They want to do things the fast way. They want to do things the political way. And I'm telling you, this is what you get. We didn't clutch our way right into the situation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you keep on doing it that way and act like LA is in an advantageous market from which to do anything you want. You can do anything you want with this market, but we keep on acting like we only have a few options, and bad ones at that. when that's not the case. So here we are, a month. We got 2 games against Miami in this stretch. I think it's 2 games against Atlanta in this stretch. These teams got big. Let's Bam Adebayo. I think Clint Capella's out, but he'd probably be back by then. We're going to have to deal with people without our center. Now, we talked about Thomas Bryant's deficiencies. We've talked about William Gable's shoulder injury. We've talked about the fact that Damian Jones is somebody we'd rather not play at all. We talked about the fact we don't have any other center at all. It's gonna be tough to match up. It's gonna be very tough. We're gonna need guys like Troy Brown. We're gonna have to lean on these guys. I'm hopeful Cole Swider is somewhere near coming back from his stress fracture. Maybe he could play some power forward minutes for. I don't know if he's anywhere near coming back. So these are the type of things I'm like, the Lakers don't have no answers for this. Now, if they would have did what I told them to do and called up Mason Jones a long time ago and had him on the roster, this would have been a situation where you would have another power forward in place who could put the ball on the floor and shoot the ball and do some defensive things and all that. But hey, I'm just a guy chatting into the phone. I don't know what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, here we are. So Patrick Beverley, we need you to score, hit them corner shots, man. Dennis Schroeder, continue to give us big play opportunities, man. Do the best you guys can, because coach is going to lean on you even more now. It's what we expect. It's not what we want, but it's what we expect. So I don't know, man. I'm not devastated, because to be devastated, you got to be caught off guard by something. I'm irritated because I already saw this coming. I was grooming all of us for this. I saw this coming. Everybody saw this coming. Now we're in denial, though. And caught in the moment. Every single time I watch people do this, they get caught in the moment. Oh, he's the greatest. He's the greatest thing since sliced milk. As y'all know, that's my favorite thing to say. And it's like, no, not at all, friends. Not at all. Because the reality is, you can't keep him for longer than 5 minutes playing that way. And you're going to be out for a long time, and you're going to be without what you need, because he's taking up a whole half of your cap, basically. So y'all have fun, man. That 55-point game against the Wizards was spectacular. And a couple other games we played really, really well in that stretch. Wow. We know we have something valuable. It's about all it's worth. That's all it's worth. It's to understand that you got something valuable. It's like an art piece in the attic. It's there. Go look at it. But unless you sell it, it's just there, fam. Because AD ain't moving. He's street clothes, man. And it ain't his fault. This is just what it is. It's genetics, I guess. But he cannot play 82 games. In fact, he can't play 52 games. So if it comes down to a situation where all of his production is going to be, just plastered into like 4 games, then you got to spread that out about what that actually amounts to in an 82-game schedule. And the man's averaging like 1 point, 1 rebound, and 1 block. If that's not even, based on the few games that we actually get anything from it. And if you look at it that way, then you understand the fullness of why this is not a good thing. It's very bad. So yeah, y'all have fun with that, man. I'm frustrated. I'll be watching this game, but I know this team's they're gonna have a tough time with this, man. They've been good at making adjustments and working on things that need to be done. They got some hardworking guys who are gonna tough it out. And they're used to playing without Anthony Davis to a degree, but they ain't won without him. That's the point. It's not like they're doing any winning. So it's like, I don't know if blowing it up is the move to make based on what I'm looking at on this day, based on what we've been doing all season long to where we are right now. I don't know that you look at this move today and say, okay, now let's trade everything. I don't know that's how you assess it properly. But what I can say is this does not help the cause in regards to believing in this core going forward. And probably then some, to be honest with you. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching, and I'm out.